My name is Jeremy Martin. If I have referred you to this video, then it means I have accessed a government service of some sort. I will have told you about my situation, and I am now providing you with some samples of witness testimony to verify my honesty, sanity, and the danger I am in for accessing a government service as a government whistleblower with an extensive history of persecution. I'm not just any government whistleblower. I'm the founder of a global organization known as Anonymous, and I'm one of the most desperately hunted whistleblowers in the world. If I came to you by myself, then it means I could not get armed personal bodyguards to protect me at the time. If so, then I will have set up a global network of watchers who will be actively monitoring the situation to ensure that I don't disappear without them knowing where, when, and who was responsible. Let it be clear that I do not have any criminal record whatsoever. I must do this for my own protection and as a deterrent of consequence should something happen, like suddenly dying or disappearing. So without further delay, I provide a short and sufficient sample of witnesses to give credibility to my honesty and sanity.
So, let's start.
Okay.
So I'm not going to name your name. I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to show your Department of Defense government contractor ID with it censored, your name and everything, all the details censored, just so people can see. So you're a government contractor for the Department of Defense. You've got an ID card to prove it. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so you've known me for quite a few years, and you were there for the Manhattan campaign and everything, and you've known me for quite a few years, and am I the kind of person who lies?
No, you're a very honest man. I've never seen you tell a lie. You've always told the truth.
Thank you. Now, I say a lot of things that are really controversial, such as being the founder of Anonymous, and then there's the let's not even go there because it's a long topic. Because I say a lot of controversial things, but I back this stuff up with extensive evidence, don't I?
Absolutely. More evidence than most people ever would get anywhere. Like, most people don't even get anywhere close to the kind of evidence that you bring forth, so yes.
In your experience, am I the founder of Anonymous?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So you are a government contractor for the Department of Defense, and I'll show you your ID card in the video to prove it, and with my YouTube channel on it just to show. And you pretty much confirm that I don't tell lies. I am the founder of Anonymous, and the stuff that I say, as controversial as it is, that it's all in your experience, it's all true. So
yeah, you have all the evidence to back it up.
Yeah. One more thing. You confirm now. You've been there along through ever since you've been knowing me since long before I went public. But since I went public, you were there you've been there to experience and see the recordings and stuff as things happened of everything that's been the targeting, the harassment, all the attempts to frame and assassinate me, all this kind of shit that's happened to me that I've been progressively putting videos up of. You've just seen a lot of this stuff firsthand, like pretty much as it happened, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not making any of this up, am I?
No.
Thanks. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about. It's about it. Pretty much shows the point. Thanks for the time, just for a couple of minutes, just to confirm this stuff.
No problem.
Thanks. Bye.
This is my testimony that Jeremy Martin is not a liar and he is not crazy. Jeremy is in very poor health and he needs to see a doctor as soon as possible for the damage that his own government did to him. I am also a personal witness to the fact that whenever he tries to get medical treatment, his own government tries to gaslight and discredit and kidnap him. He needs political asylum and a medical intervention to save his life, and he needs it as soon as possible.
I've chosen not to disclose my name in fear of my own safety. I'm voicing my testimony on behalf of Jeremy Martin as a personal witness to his honesty and sanity. He's in desperate need of emergency medical attention. He needs help badly. He's of sound mind and there is no need for psychiatric intervention whatsoever. I fear for Jeremy's life if he does not get the medical attention needed without law enforcement or any department's intervention. My social media was infiltrated while helping Jeremy before by the above mentioned. Please help my friend medically and don't report him.
Your name is Sean, and you've known me for a while now.
Yes.
And I'm just doing a little recording just to back up what I say. So you know me for a while now. Now you know my situation. You've seen at least a sizable amount of my evidence. So about the government persecution, my medical situation and stuff. Can you
Yes.
tell me? Can you just in your own words tell me what's going on and what you can confirm yourself? What's going on?
Okay.
Yep, just tell me what's going on. Your version of the situation the situation I'm in.
Sorry, my computer went all black. So I've known you for a while. As far as the situation goes right now, I would say you're in a bad health state, and it happened after you came out of. I don't remember the name of the exact place, but it was the mental health place after you got taken from court. Which is
Yeah,
like
got kidnapped outside of
gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kidnapped outside of a courtroom after they failed to frame me in court, and the police were waiting
Right.
outside the very courtroom. And after they failed to do me in court, they kidnapped me outside the very courtroom door. So I was in prison for a year, right?
Yeah. And then they like did some
Yeah, I was
stuff
in
with you
prison.
there, and I helped you like get messages up during that time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I was there for like a little while before no one knew what had happened to me. I went to court and I got disappeared. No one knew where I was, and for a while. So I came in. It took a help from around the world to get me out, and
Yeah.
and they didn't leave me alone. And I became a fugitive. My new home was also completely raided over and over again. Stuff, right?
Mhm.
You know about that, right?
Yep.
Yep, yeah. I'm not making this up. It's all happened, yeah. So, as a result of what they did to me, they extensively tortured me and stuff, and did horrific things to me, and interrogated me and all kinds of crap.
A lot of the
And
stuff from the
I was very
cops was like trumped up charges, and then with the court
Yeah.
case, it was like flat out lying, because I remember you showed us the documents of the accusation that, like, I think one of the main things was like it happened while you were not provoked. That's trying to make you seem like you just went crazy on somebody, when it actually was
Yeah.
provoked. Not just during the incident of being provoked, but we had been watching that person also involved in that court case provoke you for a long time.
It's just basically trumped up. Like, it's lie on top of lie, and it's just none of it makes any sense. And like, I've got tons of documents and stuff, but basically, like, it's just ridiculous, crazy sounding shit. So like, when I say that I've been kidnapped, I've not kidnapped, I've been I've had police at my door telling me I'm going to prison for 10 years for being a vampire and a werewolf. This is the kind of bizarre shit that I actually try to do, and some of this shit actually goes into court.
Right.
But yeah, so I've been persecuted by the government for a long time, right? And it's related to things like government whistleblowing and releasing evidence, especially evidence of them persecuting me. So they persecute me to try and discredit me and all that stuff, and I keep uploading evidence of what they're doing to me.
Right.
And they're losing their shit over that, and they've kidnapped me multiple times and stuff. And
I know,
so
buddy.
that I have definitely been persecuted to the extreme by the government and police. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I have no criminal record to this day. Like, you wouldn't be able to know that for sure over there, because who knows? I could have got a parking ticket or some time that no one knows about. But to your knowledge, I've never, to anyone's knowledge,
So
I
my
don't have. I'm
knowledge,
saying
as
that
far
I'm
as
claiming this.
your, like, I don't know, I guess you could say like your personality or credibility, or like as a human, you're not like a bad person, and you're not like a type of person who would go out and like commit crimes and stuff. I could see you like
Yeah.
having a crime for, you know what I mean, not wanting to go with something like being kidnapped and tortured, sure, or trumped up charges, yeah. But as far as your character goes, you're not like a criminal type person at all.
Yeah, I have a 100% clean criminal record to this day. Never been convicted of any crime. Never so much as had a parking ticket or a fine or anything. I mean, a lot of
pain, trying not to black out here because of the pain, because I need medical emergency. So, have you known me to be a liar?
No.
Have you known me to, like I say things, I sometimes say things that are outrageous, but I intentionally do so, and I also prove them to be true, which people get upset about. But I don't have a history of saying bizarre, crazy stuff that's definitely not true. That I don't have. I say things that I back up with evidence. So I don't have a history of just making crazy sounding shit up and then just, you know, like delusional psychosis kind of stuff.
You're that's one thing I noticed about you too, is you back a lot of it up with evidence and documentation of like what's going on. It's why, like, when I saw when the whole court thing happened and then you got taken away and then you disappeared for a while, like, it's when I realized that, like, fully, like, wow, like, that was really corrupt, and it was essentially illegal in their own system to do that to you, but they did it anyways. And there was documentation,
they do it in broad daylight, like,
and there was evidence of it, and you brought that up to the judge, and you presented said evidence, and they didn't care about that. They just wanted to put you away.
Yeah. So I got an adjournment on the trial. I said, look, I've got all this evidence. I'm being persecuted. Here's all the footage to prove it. I'm on the run as a fugitive, without a crime, and here I am in court due to accusations that, if you just look at their accusations, it's not even possible. It just makes no friggin' sense.
Right.
So, the judge didn't want to look at my evidence. At least this was the best judge I've ever had, actually. And I'm not supporting the guy. He's corrupt as a whole fucking lot of him. But this is the best as it gets. So he wasn't interested in any of my evidence or anything. But it wouldn't help me with any protection or third party perspective or nothing.
Because you have to go after.
But he did give me an adjournment. So I was to go to get an adjournment and do another and have time, because I was already on the run and everything. I was going to have time to find a lawyer, because I've been trying to find a lawyer for a long time. No lawyer would represent me, and because they were too scared, I've contacted all the best ones, and they're all too scared to take on my case. I've been rejected by legal aid. I've got documents to show how bizarre their accusations, their justification for not defending me. It's just all bullshit. So I got an adjournment. I walked out of court, and the police who did all this to me, they were waiting inside the court building, outside the very courtroom door, to kidnap me, in case they failed to get rid of me then and there. And there's more to this story about why this even happened. It was a failed assassination attempt, one of many. After I released evidence to every mainstream media network in the country, all at the same time, on the 11th of the 11th, 2016 at 11 a.m. I chose that time and date to show that if something happened, here's me with like 40 years of life with no criminal record whatsoever, and suddenly, on this precise time, 11/11/11/11/11, I release evidence and I document myself doing it, and then suddenly, I'm arrested for the first time.
Yeah.
All these bizarre shit happen. I did this to show that, you know, it's to show that there's no chance whatsoever that this wasn't, you know, what it obviously is. So anyway, you said I'm not a liar. I don't have a history of making up bizarre shit. I say things that sometimes sound outrageous, but as you said, I always back it up with evidence. And I could be wrong about any given thing. Who knows? Anyone could be. But I seem to be generally the one that's saying, hey, look, change my mind, prove me wrong, let's debate it. You look at my evidence, I look at your evidence, our arguments, our premises, and we go through it. I'm prepared to be proven wrong about anything. I don't have any fixated beliefs about anything. If anyone can show me to be wrong in debate, this is what I do. As much as I'm able, I debate and debate and debate.
Right.
And I don't lose, because I prove my case, and I'll win people over. And people... So according to what you're saying is I'm not a liar, and the things that I say, the most sane sounding things and the most insane sounding things, I back it all up with evidence, and I prove myself right every step of the way.
Yep.
So according to you, I'm not a liar and I'm not crazy. Is that right?
I would agree with that. I don't think you're crazy or a liar.
Thank you. I'm going to die any time now if I don't get emergency medical treatment, and I can't get it because the government blocks me from accessing all government services, and they try to make me disappear every time I try.
Here I will provide a few examples of some written testimony just in social media as an example to show that I'm not insane. I do not have a history of saying crazy or lying things. So here's one by an Emma something. Jeremy, I have known you for years and know you're not crazy, and what you have been through, you have only ever spoken the truth. Here's another one. Notice to all, Jeremy's being held at blah 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 location under the false accusations. He's being drugged and tortured because of Anonymous. He was kidnapped while showing up to court under the false accusations of attacking others. This was proven to be false and is well documented. In order to take him to the hospital, he was beaten on the first night and forced into a padded room with someone else's piss. He is being questioned about whether he's uploading files to WikiLeaks. He's supposed to be released on XXX date, but the doctors are pushing for a tribunal to keep him longer, 3 months. Well, this actually was extended to an entire year, but they have already done this to another person and they have been keeping them for 7 months now. Here's another one. I honestly don't know whether to be extremely angry, sad. I honestly don't know whether to be extremely angry or extremely sad at what I saw last night. At around midnight my time, I was shown a chat log of a conversation Jeremy was having with a supposed friend. What I saw was absolutely disturbing. When Jeremy says he's being fucked with, accused of random things he hasn't done, doesn't have, and hasn't even had the chance to do, he isn't joking, he isn't lying, and he isn't telling any kind of half-truth. What is so much worse is that this is one small example in a huge chain of tormenting events that is now Jeremy's life. It doesn't get better. That's what this has taught me. And do you want to try and guess what happens when you try to tell someone about these things? They call you a liar, or what is worse, insane. They don't listen to proof, or to evidence, or to anything, and just go off believing whatever the hell they want. Not only because it suits them, but also because it suits whatever purpose they wish to use it for. In the end, it doesn't even matter what you do. It doesn't matter how many corroborating witnesses there are, or how many piles of video and audio recordings there are, or how many transcripts, because it all, and I do mean all, falls upon ears of the willfully deaf. How sick and wrong is that? I've been here since long before this whole mess began, and if you were to tell me these things were going to happen to him at some point in the future, I would have laughed at you, because it is so unfathomable that such horror is beset upon someone who deserves it the least, out of anyone else I have ever met in my entire life. Here's another one. Message from Jeremy Martin. This is obviously someone who's sharing my message, who's confirming my message. It says in the message itself, I'll get to it. Message from Jeremy Martin. Share the shit out of this quickly. I'm the one behind this expose of One Nation. This is the One Nation political party, and a big controversy that happened over it. My life is in imminent danger. I'm receiving more imminent threats after surviving one assassination attempt already and being paid a threatening visit in person by the top boss of a government organisation who confessed to everything on hidden camera. I have been threatened, slandered, and gaslighted by government shills to the extreme. I have been banned from Facebook for simply posting an image of a defensive shield in response to beheading threats. I'm now being threatened imminently through official government channels with another kidnapping and torture where I will be quietly killed behind closed doors. I have all the evidence you need and more. This scandal is far bigger than you realize. Don't listen to the shills. They have tried to get all the evidence deleted off the internet, but so far failed. And all they can do is gaslight and try to desperately steer you away from looking. The fact that you are receiving this message from a third party should confirm that I am not alone in this, and others can confirm everything I say. I urge witnesses who have previously come forward to stand up, be brave, and post confirmation of everything I say on my Facebook wall. So I could do this all day. I'm just showing examples. That'll be the end of the text examples. But I'll finish off here with an example of what happens when I try to go get medical treatment in a hospital emergency department after years of trying. This is just a recent-ish example of me going to a hospital emergency department with predictable results. I will let this recording speak for itself. I'm a government whistleblower, and I was kidnapped and tortured. That's what brought on these my health problems. I went in 2013. I went public, and a time when people associated with me have also been kidnapped and.
What do you mean by public?
Look, there's a lot going on in the world over whistleblowing. Look at what the symbol means. You know what the symbol means?
Anonymous.
Yes.
That's the famous group.
Yes, I'm the founder.
Okay.
I'm the founder. So I went public in 2013. I've been through years of court cases. I have a completely clean criminal record. I've been kidnapped, tortured multiple times. That's what caused my health problems in the first place. So when I said that I had a heart monitor on, it was because of when my first torture, so when they kidnapped and tortured me the first time, I almost died over and over. I've been repeatedly tortured by corrupt police and stuff. Yeah.
Do you need me to
No,
dig into that?
No. If you dig into it, you're probably going to put yourself in danger, or someone's going to bribe or threaten you. Okay? If you don't know anything.
My ethical.
Okay. Yeah. If ethical. Okay. So.
Have you reported that?
I've reported to every government agency. Others people have. This is ongoing. This has been going on international. It's a long story here.
Okay.
If you dare to go into that kind of stuff, I want to warn you in advance that
No,
you better be very careful.
I've got a family. I'm not from around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want any kind of evidence for anything I say, I can go through it. If you decide, I can give it to you. But if you want to get into it, if you want to get into it, just be very careful, okay?
I know.
Because what happens to if you're a whistleblower and you actually have ammunition and the means and the intelligence and skills to actually do something with it, you know, like someone like me.
No one lets you do it.
Yes.
That's what was gonna be my next question. Look, I've got a job to do. Okay, I'm
Yes.
trying to help you.
Yes, so I came here with medical problems related to actually this bloating, but I've got other potentially more serious medical problems all at the same time.
Okay.
But it's mainly this bloating, the nausea, and the vomiting, and not being able
Do you
to breathe.
think all these medical problems, in a way, are related to your kind of other social problems?
I don't have any social problems.
I mean, all of this.
No,
let's-
nothing
let's-
to do. No, nothing
let's
to
give
do
it a
with it.
term.
Are you going to wait and see the mental health team?
Why am I seeing the mental health team?
Well, do you?
Why am I seeing the mental health team?
Doctor wanted you to.
I don't want to see the mental health team. No.
As doctors and nurses here, we have a professional duty
Yes.
to, if we are concerned about your health in any way,
Yeah, and what are you
we have to
concerned about?
do,
What are your
what
concerns?
it takes.
Yeah, what are your concerns?
My concern is you have a condition, mental health condition.
What is my mental health condition? No, I'm leaving.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm
You
leaving.
don't want to wait for the
No, I'm sorry, but look, I showed you documents to prove that the mental health people here have done. I showed you documents to prove that the mental health people here have tortured me and are involved in crimes. I offered you documents on their criminal records.
I don't think people here torture other people.
Yeah,
You
well,
have to press the button on the right.
I offered you documents. I showed you one
Are you
document.
sure you want to leave? Because
Yes,
I can't
because-
help you if you leave.
Well, I just it's too much of a risk. Sorry. I
Okay,
gave you a
let
clear
me
reason
give you the
why.
tablets, okay?
Yeah, if you can give me a time, I'd appreciate that. But
Well
look,
done.
after what I told you, I think it's pretty obvious that any association with those people.
I know what you think, okay? That's why I'm getting...
I don't think I have piles of evidence. I have piles of evidence that I offered you.
Do you want to stand here? I'm not doing anything, okay? Just stand here so you don't let other people hear you, okay?